Novempopulania was one of the provinces created by Diocletian out of Gallia Aquitania, being also called Aquitania Tertia. The area of Novempopulania was historically the first one to receive the name of Aquitania, as it was here where the original Aquitania dwelt primarily. The territory extended within the triangular area outlined by the River Garonna, the Pyrenees and the ocean, as described by Caesar in De Bello Gallico for Gallia Aquitania. In his work, Caesar describes the Aquitani as being different in language and body makeup from the northerly neighbours and more similar to the Iberians. Yet province Aquitania was enlarged by Augustus, and it began to signify a larger and more diverse territory. Creation and evidence. Novempopulania stands for the 9 peoples making up the original territory. It seems clear that at the time of the Lower Empire, the 9 peoples were granted by the emperor the detachment from the proper Gauls by means of the Magister Pagi Veris Flamandumva, and as a result a celebrating altar was erected dedicated to the deity of the Pagus. This fact is accounted for by the remains of the altar unearthed in the current Basque town of Hasparren. The newly acquired status may have affected not only the tax system but the conscription and military order too, since 2 separate bodies were created within Aquitania, i.e. the Cohortes Aquitanorum for Old Aquitanians and Cohortes Aquitanorum Bitturigum for those of proper Gaul origin. The number of peoples went on to be 12 later, the tribes being identified with a corresponding capital town as Civitas, namely Civitas Autiorum, CIV, Aquensium, CIV, Lactratium, CIV, Convenerum, CIV, Consoranorum, CIV, Boatium, CIV, Benenensium, CIV, Atrensium, CIV, the Vasatca, CIV, Turba, CIV, Alorenensium, CIV, Elusatium. These civitas are in turn identifiable with present-day towns and cities as follows: Ausch, Dax, Lectura, Cominges, Cousins, Buckenborn, BeacutaRNLSK sur Ladu, Bases, Tarbes, Oloron, Os. Elusa remained the capital city of Novempopulania throughout most of its existence. Wide evidence of slab engravings have been found scattered all over the area comprising Novempopulania. These recordings feature names of deities, persons and places with easily identifiable similarities to present-day Basque, a fact that provides along with current and ancient place names north of the Pyrenees and traces of Basque in the Gasc on the basis for an Aquitanian Proto-Basque theory. Early Middle Ages. In 418, in the stir of the crumbling Roman rule and its territories overrun by Germanic tribes, Emperor Honorius allocated Aquitania to the Visigoths as foederati, with the tribes settling on the fringes of Novempopulania at both banks of the River Garonne as far south as Toulouse, where they established the seat. Other than this, the power tenure over Novempopulania may have been more nominal than real. Furthermore, after the 507 Battle of Vauxhall they were to be expelled from the area by the Franks. In the early Middle Ages, accounts of events taking place at this time on the territory are confusing and blurred, and so are the names of the peoples and the geographical location, who are as of now dubbed Vascones, Wasconia, Guisconia, with no clear boundaries. At this point, Vascones had taken on an extended meaning, arguably encompassing all Basque language tribes, different from the more restricted definition provided at the time of Augustus. The crisis at the end of the Ancient Age and outset of the Middle Ages brought about much unrest and turmoil in the Novempopulania, where the Bagorda and Vascan raids later are often mentioned in different documents. The Novempopulania was to become the core region of the Duchy of Vasconia. Aquitania, established by the Franks at the beginning of the 7th century with a view to holding back the Basques, while often conducting a semi-autonomous governance of Basque Aquitanian background. It later split into the Duchy of Gascony and the County of Vasconia.